SpongeBob SquarePants. The secret formula to the Krabby Patty is crab meat. This is why the Krusty Krab looks like a crab trap.
So that's what I taste like.
This is why he makes sure nobody knows it. And only Plankton knows. This is also why there is no crabs in the show besides him and his mom. In the beginning of the movie, a barracuda attacks the family's home. The mom rushes to fix before the barracuda does. Marlin is left with just one kid memo. The only thing that doesn't make any sense is that if you go on Google and you type in, do barracudas eat clownfish? They don't. But do you know what does other clownfish? They literally eat their kids like popcorn. Now the question is, if barracuda did not eat the babies, who did? Cough, cough.
Bird is seen as one of the happiest characters on Sesame Street, but he uses art to escape his dark past.
Wait, are you talking about Elmo's friend?
Yeah, he actually has one of the darkest stories in any show. And he's just a child.
Isn't he like 8 foot tall?
He is, but we learned from a document that he's only 6. His family died. This is why he lives in an abandoned lot on Sesame Street. It's a nest that's surrounded by trash. It was so bad that he was forcefully taken in and assigned to a family of birds. His family treated him like a dog. He got so sick of it that he left and went back to his friends on Sesame Street. Then he starts making art for them, but he realizes not everyone is there.
Where is he? I want to give it to him.
Big Bird learns what death is.
Big Bird, when people die, they don't come back.
Ever?
All of the Rugrats are a part of Angelica's imagination. They aren't real.
None of them?
Chucky died in the same accident that his mom died. And that's why his dad is always so nervous and freaking out because he has to deal with it.
What about Tommy?
Well, Tommy was a stillborn. And that's why Stu goes down into the basement late at night, making toys for the son he wish he had.
That's why he's always depressed.
What are you doing?
Making chocolate pudding.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Why on earth are you making chocolate pudding?
Because I've lost control of my life.
And the twins ended up being a miscarriage. It was early in the pregnancy, so Angelica didn't know if it was going to be a boy or a girl, so she just imagined both.
What about Susie?
Susie is real and going along with all of Angelica's crazy imaginations because it's her only friend. She tries to make her happy all the time. But the one baby that is real is Dill. Dill goes against Angelica's crazy imagination and doesn't do what she expects. And that's why Angelica freaks out on Dill all the time and gets so upset.
Frozen, Elsa's family locks her in her room for her own protection. But why is the kingdom so scared that their magical princess is in danger? Because just a few years prior, the neighboring kingdom's magical princess was kidnapped. And how do we know that these two kingdoms are neighboring? Well, if you look very carefully at the beginning of Frozen, you can see that Rapunzel and Flynn showed up for Elsa's coronation. And the coronation must take place right after Tangled ended. If we assume that Frozen takes place just a few weeks or months after Tangled, that lines up with these ages for our princesses. Rapunzel's 18 because the whole point of the movie is she wanted to go see the floating lights on her 18th birthday. Elsa's 21 because that's the age she's required to be for coronation. This means that when Rapunzel was kidnapped as a newborn, Elsa was about 3 years old. In that scene when she discovers her powers, I would guess she's at least 5 years old. And by then, it's impossible for them not to have heard about the nearby kingdom's princess who was kidnapped as a baby because she had magical powers.
Whole thing called the Nickelodeon Creep Club.
What's that?
There's like 6 people who committed a child assault on Nickelodeon's teams. So we all know the Dan Schneider guy.
Dan Schneider, yeah, he's like the main.
Yeah, he has the foot fetish. But there was a guy who worked for post-production on SpongeBob.
No way.
Who got caught on that show where To Catch a Predator?
Chris Hansen thing?
Yeah, the Chris Hansen thing. Oh shit! He got caught, and then he got rehired by Nickelodeon to keep doing SpongeBob. What the? And there's a video of him with Leonardo DiCaprio. Here, I'll show it to you right here.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking weirdo look.
That was the latest, hottest, hunkiest teen idol there is.
It's a little bit touchy there. He's a little bit touchy.
Bam, you know what he worked on?
What?
For scripts for Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Oh,
So he assaulted somebody. He got rehired.
Yeah.
And did it to Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Damn.
But there's laws and shit that make them like, oh, you're allowed to work even though
they've done that.
Owl is doing. And why does the tree have devil horns? Here's another look. This is the Lion King. Watch the smoke in the sky. Notice anything strange written in it. Does that say, look closely? If you notice it, go back and have another look. Notice the shadow. Doesn't that look very strange? Why has Disney made his head shaped like that? Looks very inappropriate to me.
Dark. Every Disney princess is supposed to represent a disorder. So psychologists did a study and determined that every Disney princess had some type of clear disorder that they had. For instance, you know Ariel from The Little Mermaid? You know that she's a little too obsessed with collecting things. In her secret cave, she has thousands of items that she's reluctant to get rid of. And this is a form of OCD. She's hoarding. And don't get me started on Alice in Wonderland. That's what happens when I eat your mama's booty. She sees talking cats, caterpillars, bunny rabbits at tea parties, and just a whole bunch of psychedelic stuff, which is also a form of schizophrenia. People who have schizophrenia even saying that they've seen things similar that are inside the movie Alice in Wonderland. Before I continue, what Disney character do you relate to the most? Let me know in the comments down below. Me personally, I'm gonna say Stitch, because I am chaos. Belle from Beauty and the Beast. She gets captured by a beast and held captive in his castle, but then soon tries to see the good in him and later falls in love with him. That's Stockholm Syndrome, where a victim falls in love with their captor. You're a victim. Elsa and Anna from Frozen. One is impulsive and warm. The other is impulsive and cold, which are forms of bipolar disorder. There's more though. Should I do a part
of Blue's Clues episode that is disturbing on so many levels?
4x4, hurrah, hurrah. Families marching 4x4, hurrah, hurrah. Trans members of this family all love each other so proudly, and they all go marching in the big parade. Come join the fun. Families marching 5x5, hurrah, hurrah. Families marching 5x5, hurrah, hurrah. Some people choose their family. They love each other so proudly, and they all go marching in the big parade. Families marching 6x5.
I can't cut it, get it out of here. Guys, I guess you're not watching Blue's Clues anymore. Parents, hello, wake up. This is what they're feeding your children. This is indoctrination every single day. It's your world's new norm. Get used to it. You better start watching what your kids are watching. Never in a million years did I think Blue's Clues could convert to something like this. God help this country. And parents, it starts with you. Let's go.
Disney tales are much more sinister than you thought. Take Snow White, for example. Did you know that the original tale includes a disturbing scene where the evil queen is forced to dance in red-hot iron shoes until she dies? And what about The Little Mermaid? The original story, written by Hans Christian Andersen, ends with the mermaid sacrificing herself and turning into sea foam. But it's not just the original tales that are shrouded in darkness. Consider the conspiracy theories surrounding beloved characters like Elsa from Frozen. Some believe that her powers represent mental illness and the pressure to conceal it from society. And let's not forget the questionable messages being sent to children in movies like The Lion King, where the villain is depicted as having a darker skin tone and a savage culture. It's worth taking a closer look at these stories and the messages they're sending to young audiences. Because sometimes the happiest place on earth may not be as innocent as it seems. If you like this topic,
the Teletubbies theory. The theory says that the show is inspired by historic events. that happened in a Bulgarian mental facility. Each Teletubby is inspired by a kid that was experimented on. Lola was based on a child who had facial disfigurement and had to smile all the time. Tinky Winky was based on a deaf child who was tied to a fence outside and suffered frostbite. Gypsy was inspired by a child who was constantly sick and ended up lying in his own puke. And Poe was based on a child who fell into fire, which is recognizable why his color is red.
Let's talk about one of the darkest messages in a children's show that completely went over my head as a kid, and huge content warning ahead for themes of SA and consent. It might not be a surprise that this comes from the amazing world of Gumball, as it's known for sneaking in plenty of adult humor, but rewatching this one particular episode as an adult is really hard and honestly disturbing. I'm talking about Season 1, Episode 12, The Ghost, which again came out when I was 10 or 11, so everything completely went over my head, but it is impossible to miss now. The episode starts with Darwin and Gumball doing something that they love together, simply eating and sharing their lunches, and it goes out of its way to show you how fun this is for them. Like, look at their faces at the bottom. They absolutely love this. Until their lunch is interrupted by the ghost, whose name is Carrie, and she is upset because she can't eat food as a ghost. So she, like, wistfully says, oh, if only I could use someone's body, then I could enjoy the taste of food again. So Gumball volunteers himself to be possessed. This causes him to turn into this horrifying, sickly-looking creature that just runs around eating every single thing in its path, from entire restaurants to, like, hot dog vendor carts. And once Carrie unpossesses him the next morning, he wakes up on the sidewalk, covered in food, having gained a ton of weight and full of regret. So after this first possession, pretty much every single remaining scene in the episode can be viewed as some sort of commentary on SA, particularly young men having dealt with SA, and I'm not claiming they do it well or even respectfully, as it's a kid show, they still add in jokes and goofy moments, but the creators had a very clear intention, and if you think that I'm reaching or stretching at all, just keep in mind the description that they chose for this episode is Gumball must learn to say no when Carrie the Ghost uses his body against his will. So I'm just going to rapid fire through some scenes that have very clear parallels with the real world in this context.
Carrie, she made them all go on a crazy junk food spree.
You got to eat all that food? Awesome!
You know what? Wasn't. I can't eat a thing after last night. Gary's got a real problem. He made me eat until I passed out. I cannot let that happen again.
Hey, Gumball. Feel like helping me eat the sandwich?
Sorry, Carrie. I'm not sure I want to do that.
The minions are said to be inspired by children used by Nazi scientists during World War II. In German, the word minions means servants or slaves. But that's not all. This dark theory also explains the German accent of the villain Gru, the strange appearance of the minions, and even their peculiar language. I'm sorry, but I'm about to spoil your childhood even more, so please do not share this new theory as it might shock everyone. In this old black and white photo, you can allegedly see young children wearing suits that look exactly like the minions' appearance when they were subjected to all sorts of experiments by evil scientists. These lab children were called servants, which means minions in German, and they spent much of their lives suffering. Since they didn't speak German, their words were sounds that amused their master a lot. It would be truly terrifying on Disney Pixar's part if it were true, right? But that's not all. Have you ever noticed that their master Gru has a German accent and also uses the minions as slaves to carry out his evil plans? Tell me what you think in the comments.
Truth behind The Wizard of Oz. The actress that played Dorothy, Judy Garland, was actually drugged and molested during filming. She was also given adrenaline shots so that she could stay up to sometimes more than 48 hours in a row. And there was also reports that she was molested and sexually harassed by both the Munchkin actors and studio executives. The actress that plays the Wicked Witch also got horrifically burned on set. In this scene where the Wicked Witch escapes Munchkin Land in a plume of smoke, the pyrotechnics team accidentally set off the explosion a little too early, which caused the actress's broom, hat, and makeup to catch on fire. Medics had to use alcohol to remove her toxic makeup, which was extremely painful due to her burns. And the fake snow in this scene was made using asbestos, which causes cancer.
The show I wanted to show you guys that's on Netflix. It's supposed to be for children. It's called Cupheads. It looks like old Disney movies, but watch this. It talks about the devil and losing your soul.
What does that even mean? It means we're going to that carnival. Absolutely not. There's no way we're going.
called Karn-Evil. This is the first episode of this series for children on Netflix. Look at the name of these games. Soul Ball. Pretty soon the devil makes an appearance. Watch this. This is very disturbing. Kids don't know. This is the scary thing. They think this is okay. They don't know that the devil should be scary and not fun. Not sure what everybody else thinks, but I find this quite upsetting that this is promoted as something for kids to watch. And it just blows my mind that it's come to this. It's right in our faces again. And they just want to keep dumbing people down and thinking that this is okay to accept our kids, grandkids, whatever, watching this kind of stuff. Very frightening, very disturbing.
Ninja Turtle theory means that all the other Ninja Turtles are dead, and Mikey's the only one left. He's constantly tormented by the memories of his brothers. Splinter and Donnie died trying to fight off the Foot Ninjas. Raphael died after dinner with Casey trying to fight off the Foot Clan as well. So they're all just losing. Leo died fighting alongside Casey to protect us. Even Casey died himself, bro. Damn, they all have to be killed.
Truth Hidden in TV Shows, Part 4. The show we're going to talk about today is a well-known kids cartoon by the name of Teen Titans Go. On Season 4, Episode 17, titled Master Detective, this episode, Robin and the Teen Titans go on a mission to figure out what happened to all the animals outside the tower. When they went deep enough underground, they ran into an even bigger problem, which was the head of the Illuminati. My question is, why would this be in a kids show in the first place? Sad thing is, this isn't even the only one. Sad that they put this in kids shows to try and normalize it for the next generation. Everyone knows him as this so-called secret society who runs the world. Without further ado, let me show y'all this clip and y'all let me know what y'all think about it in the comments.
I suppose there's no harm in walking you through our plan for world domination. We did work hard on it. It all starts here, with the banks.
We don't care about the bank. Now talk! Where are the animals?
Really? I don't know. I'll stop all our domination plans. I'll pull my lizard men out of Congress. We'll stop using Hollywood to hasten the New World Order. Just let me go.
It's like the Phineas and Ferb theory.
Nah, I don't know that one.
You know that one?
I don't know that one.
Okay. So there's a theory that Candace and Phineas and Ferb is actually imagining everything and imagining that her brothers are doing these crazy things. That's why every single time they get caught, it never lines up with their mom seeing it. And her mom is very like understanding of like, oh, Candace, you're so silly.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Because she always has that attitude of
Candace.
Candace.
Yeah. She has that attitude. So she's like that because she's understanding that, oh, she has a condition. That's why she's making up these crazy things in her mind.
That makes a lot of sense. I never even thought about that, to be honest.
Right?
But yeah, she never catches them because I remember I keep watching the episode. I'm like, when are they gonna get caught? They never get caught.
They never caught, bro.
They never get caught.
No, they actually got caught and then they got taken by the police and shit.
Yeah.
It was like the alternate dimension.
So then, theory for you: what if that was a dream, fam?
What if it was a
dream?
dream?
The movie was a dream.
Oh,
what if the movie was a dream? It wasn't real.
It was in her.
It was in her head. Oh, that's what I'm saying.
If you bag it.
What is that? Don't pull off my swimsuit! No! It's a monster!
Woof! Hi, I'm Sheriff Labrador.
Sheriff Labrador, there's a swimsuit-sucking monster in the pool! We're so scared!
A swimsuit-sucking monster? Don't be afraid, kids. We'll be right there. Come here, little cat. I'm gonna help you get dressed.
Sheriff Labrador! We're so scared of the monster! Please catch the monster for us!
Calm down, everyone. Can you tell us what happened?
We were playing in the pool, and a red-eyed monster came out of nowhere and pulled off all of our swimsuits!
Children, there's no such thing as a monster. Don't worry. There's no case that I can't solve.
Wow!
Come on, children. Let's go get dressed now. You don't want to catch a cold. Toby, let's get into the pool. Haha, it's time to show y'all what I can do. Where's the monster? I can't see it anywhere. Oh? Deep end? Shallow end? The children probably saw the monster in the shallow end. Oh yes, that's right. Red eyes! Oh no, my swimsuit! The monster's real! It's too strong! It can't be a monster. But what is it? It stopped. Phew, my swimsuit is safe. So this is the monster. It's an automatic sensor. It was placed at the bottom of the pool on purpose. Whenever someone gets close, the drain automatically opens and pulls everything down with a strong current. What? Who did that? And why? I'm gonna help you get dressed. Baboon is very suspicious. Let's go to the changing room. Come here, kid. I'm gonna help you get dressed.
I can do it myself.
Hey, don't be shy. You're a little boy. You need help from others.
No! Mr. Baboon, don't touch me! You're making me uncomfortable!
I said come here. Just listen to me. Won't take long.
Stop! What are you doing over there?
I was worried that little cat might get a cold, so I was just helping him getting dressed.
Sheriff Labrador!
You're lying! You have just touched his private parts, haven't you? This is a crime!
Well, that was...
And we have proof! Toby!
Well,
with the use of this sensor, you made the children's swimsuits come off. That gave you an excuse to change their clothes and touch them.
No, I'm telling you, Phineas and Ferb is actually pretty dark.
You're talking about the kid show.
It's not just a kid show. There's a lot of dark secrets. For example, do you know how Doofenshmirtz became a doctor?
Wait, how?
Well, his name in German translates to fool in pain. When he was born, his parents never showed up.
Whoa, that's not possible.
It is. I'll explain. Throughout the show, he's constantly neglected. So much so that he becomes friends with anyone or anything. People called him weird, and he was bullied by his classmates. He would host his own birthday parties to numb the pain. In fact, his mom and dad were so disappointed in him, they replaced him with a dog and named it Only Son. They even had another child named Roger, who they truly cared for, as he outshined Doofenshmirtz. But no matter how much he failed, he still tried to make them proud. He even won his mom a teddy bear from a claw machine. She gave it away to his brother.
Why are they even treating him like that?
The reason why he says his parents never showed up is because he was born to a biological mother that's never shown. The parents that we see are his adopted mother and father. Fans believe they adopted him just to get benefits.
So then how did he become a doctor?
He claims to be a doctor, but he actually bought his doctorate.
Low-key, this explains why Dr. Doofenshmirtz is so close to Harry. It's his only friend. It's usually the funny ones that are going through it.
No.
Okay, so Lilo from Lilo and Stitch is actually Moana, but she died in the beginning of the movie when her boat crashed and her foot got stuck in coral, drowning her. It's the reason she's able to communicate with her dead grandmother, and explains how she was able to follow Maui, who's a demigod, into the underworld, where obviously mortals cannot go. Maui is her guardian angel, who's tasked with taking her to Dafiti, which represents heaven, and the entire movie is Moana's journey to the afterlife. Okay, so Lilo from Lilo and Stitch is actually Moana, but she died in the beginning of the movie when her boat crashed and her foot got stuck in coral, drowning her. It's the reason she's able to communicate with her dead grandmother, and explains how she was able to follow Maui, who's a demigod, into the underworld, where obviously mortals cannot go. Maui is her guardian angel, who's tasked with taking her to Dafiti, which represents heaven, and the entire movie is Moana's journey to the afterlife.
I would have told you that Riley from Inside Out might be related to Carl and Ellie from Up. This theory states that if you look inside of Riley's emotions, Inside Out shows her memories as orbs. And if you look closely at these orbs, they show scenes or memories of her past, things that she has seen before. And not only do you find the Pizza Planet truck, which appears in every Pixar movie ever, but in another one of her memories, you can actually spot Carl and Ellie's wedding as well as their yellow house. But the thing is, Carl and Ellie would have got married a long time ago, and with the times not actually adding up, Riley wouldn't have been old enough to attend. So how would she have known about their wedding? Well, the only plausible explanation is that Carl and Ellie might have been Riley's grandparents, and that the wedding that she's seen was actually probably a tape of their wedding that she watched as a kid. So what if I...
Can you believe the odd cartoon theory behind the show Caillou? Caillou has been a very important show for kids since the late 90s, broadcasting in both the US and Canada. As those kids who originally watched the show have grown up, fan theories have developed. The main one we've seen is that Caillou is actually a victim of childhood cancer. That he had passed away as a child, and Rosie, his little sister, is telling the stories of him now as an adult. The belief is that Rosie is in fact the cartoon's narrator, now speaking to her kids about her brother Caillou. The thought is Caillou never made it to adulthood, but Rosie does not want the world to forget her brother. Whether you believe this theory or not, it has brought more light to childhood cancer. Thank you for watching.
Alright, so check this out. They put all of the hidden information in these kids' movies. They're telling us, you guys just have to look. So we all know the rat story in the Ice Age movies. He's always going for the nuts, right? He finds Scat Atlantis, or a Rat Atlantis, or something like that, right?
The greed of an outsider leads to destruction of Atlantis. Look at the acorns as if it were ancient forbidden knowledge.
They put the truth. The truth is always in the details. Hidden within the kid stuff, but it's the truth. Keep watching.
Acorn here could be forbidden ancient knowledge.
More than a human. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever.
He looks anyway and sees the truth. This acorn is floating over the waters, above the waters, and guess where it fell to?
Money hungry, lust for power. You watching.
The waters fell to earth, losing their heavenly connections from the heavens. What if Atlantis was a place located in the waters above the firmament?
Wait, that's why Donald Duck is always angry? Here are some dark theories about beloved childhood cartoons. Number 1. Wile E. Coyote is trapped in hell. According to this theory, the reason the seemingly intelligent coyote keeps failing to catch the Roadrunner is because the poor coyote has actually passed away, sent to hell, where he's being forced to relive his failures over and over and over again. Next, the Flintstones actually live in the future. Admit this one's out there but interesting. So imagine if the Flintstones wasn't actually set in prehistoric times. It only appeared that way because, according to this theory, the cartoon is set thousands or maybe millions of years in the future, where the world as we know it has been destroyed by nuclear war, and Fred and Wilma actually inhabit a post-apocalyptic version of Earth. Okay, but explain the dinosaurs. Lizards that mutated due to the radiation. 3. Dr. Claw is the original Inspector Gadget. This theory suggests that the evil Dr. Claw is the original Inspector Gadget, who was thought to have perished in an explosion. So, his grief-stricken, brilliant niece Penny builds a robot version of her uncle, the one in the cartoon, to help deal with the pain. I don't know, but that would have made one heck of a series finale. Number 4. Donald Duck's personality is a result of PTSD. So this theory answers the question, why is Donald Duck so moody? Well, because of his experiences as a paratrooper during the Second World War. Apparently, the duck saw a lot of horrible things during the war, and now suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder. Finally, Winnie the Pooh and his friends are all suffering from mental health disorders. Okay, according to this theory, Pooh is a binge eater, Piglet suffers from anxiety, Eeyore's battling depression, Tigger has ADHD, and the rabbit has a narcissist disorder. Alright, or are they just behaving like members of their animal species? Wait, donkeys are depressed and rabbits are self-centered and arrogant? Have you ever heard these dark theories? Believe any of them? What are some that you've heard? Comment below and follow for more 80s and
storylines in kid shows, part 2. In an episode of iCarly, Spencer reconnects with his childhood babysitter. The two of them end up in a romantic relationship and things get a little weird. She begins treating him as though he's a kid again and acting as if he has a bedtime.
I said no. Why can't we? That's it. Go to bed. But right now.
In Bunked, it's mentioned in many episodes that the camp counselors have a place they meet up called the Spot. This hidden plot point throughout the series alludes to a not-so-secret lover's lane for the older characters.
He wants me to sneak out tonight and meet him at the Spot. The Spot is the place in the woods where the kids go to, you know.
In Henry Danger, Dan Schneider's last show before Nickelodeon cut ties with him, there's an ongoing gag that when Henry is Kid Danger, his sister Piper doesn't know who he is. She makes comments about how, quote, hot he is.
Kid Danger is so hot.
It took me years to realize Pixar is connected to a famous horror movie. In Coco, you can see a painting of the twins from The Shining. In Toy Story, Sid's house has also the same pattern rug as the Overlook Hotel. Also check this out. A license plate in Toy Story 3 refers to room 237 from the movie. But wait for the best part. Again in Coco, you can spot
The children's show Peppa Pig.
It took me years to realize
You don't know the dark truth behind Peppa Pig. Hello, I'm Peppa, and this is my story. I was never a healthy child. My mom struggled with addictions that started before I was born, which gave me several birth defects. I was born with both eyes on one side of my face. I couldn't walk or do almost anything for myself. My dad hated me for it. He blamed me for him never being able to do anything in his life besides taking care of me. He hid me in the house and never let me leave. He thought it was only fair that I didn't get to have a life either. He became very mentally ill after being in the house with me for several years. One day he snapped and wanted to make me normal. He tried to make an eye hole for me on the correct side of my face. That night I passed, and he didn't tell anyone what happened. After 6 months of my brother Georgie and my mum asking what happened to me, he snapped again. He took himself and both of them to the afterlife.
Dark cartoon theories that will ruin your childhood, Part 1. The truth behind Bikini Bottom's secret villain, Eugene Harold Krabs. Today, we're diving deep into the mysteries of Bikini Bottom. You know, when you take a closer look at the main characters, something just doesn't add up. SpongeBob has sponge parents, Patrick has starfish parents, Squidward has a squid mom, and Mr. Krabs has a crab mom. But what about Pearl, the whale? How does she end up being the daughter of a crab? It's a head scratcher for sure. I believe Pearl actually has whale parents that are never mentioned in the TV show, and Mr. Krabs might be hiding some secrets that could land him in prison for the rest of his life. Yeah, we're talking about a crime that's been right under our noses all this time. Murder. Mr. Krabs killed Pearl's mother. Hold on, let me break it down for you. We all know Mr. Krabs is a money-obsessed cheapskate. Most of his wealth comes from the Krusty Krab, making him one of the richest residents in Bikini Bottom. But here's the kicker. What's so special about the Krabby Patty that drives everyone wild? And why did Plankton dedicate his whole life to getting his hands on the secret formula? Well, maybe it's because the Krabby Patty meat isn't crab meat at all. It's something else entirely. And where does Mr. Krabs get this mysterious meat from? It seems like he has a huge stash of it somewhere. Here's the mind-blowing revelation. The formula contains whale. I know it sounds crazy, but bear with me. Remember that episode where SpongeBob finally convinced Squidward to try a Krabby Patty? At the end, we saw a massive vault filled with thousands, maybe even millions of pre-made Krabby Patties. Now, isn't it odd that Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob would make so many patties in their free time, considering how busy the Krusty Krab is? It just doesn't add up. So here's my theory. Mr. Krabs might have started the whole Krabby Patty business just to hide Pearl's dead mom's carcass. Yeah, it sounds grim, but stay with me. As the Krabby Patty became more and more profitable, Mr. Krabs saw the opportunity and decided to go with the flow. But remember, nothing lasts forever. There will come a day when Mr. Krabs runs out of Pearl's dead mom's carcass. And then, the next target will be Pearl herself. Now, I know Mr. Krabs loves his daughter, but I believe his love comes with conditions. He wants Pearl to stay healthy and grow larger so that he can ultimately satisfy his insatiable greed by murdering his own daughter. I know it's shocking, but this theory starts to make sense when you connect the dots. Remember that catchphrase Mr. Krabs uses, mother of pearl, instead of saying holy shit or crap?
Mother of pearl! Mother of pearl! Mother of pearl!
I think it's a manifestation of his guilt over the murder he committed. In Mr. Krabs' house, among all his Navy stuff, you'll notice pictures of whales displayed on the walls. But take a closer look. There's one picture of a whale beating a ship with its tail, and it's way too big to be Pearl. I believe that's Pearl's mother. Pearl's mother probably got killed by a hunter, and who loves fishing more than anyone? That's right, it's Mr. Krabs. He has a reputation for being part of the Navy and loving clam fishing. He's considered the toughest among all his friends. Remember that episode, Sleepy Time, where SpongeBob ventured into Mr. Krabs' dream? He was clown fishing and mentioned something that might prove this whole theory, Moby Dollar. It's a direct reference to Moby Dick, a story about a captain's obsession with hunting an enormous whale out of revenge. In another episode, Clams, Mr. Krabs freaked out when his first dollar was stolen by Old Blue Lips and even tried to kill SpongeBob and Squidward over the sadness of being separated by his money. Maybe the whale in the picture ate his first penny, nickel, or dime, leading to the murder of Pearl's mom. I know it's just a theory, but the evidence seems to point in a chilling direction. What do you think?
That's it for this video. Like, comment, and subscribe for more.